Hello. Welcome to Blind Justice, Inc. I'm Taya Graham, and I'm here with my reporting partner, Janis. And today, we're talking about a story that goes beyond policing and into something even more criminal: healthcare. Recently, Las Vegas police arrested several people running an unlicensed medical clinic. The media painted it as a major bust, an effort to, quote, protect the public. But Stephen, as we've seen time and time again, the real story isn't what the police tell us. It's why this is happening in the first place.
That's exactly right, Taya. It's easy to make these arrests look like justice. But what's not being said is why these clinics exist at all. The fact that there are people willing to seek medical treatment in an unlicensed facility speaks to a much larger failure of our broken healthcare system.
And let's be clear, people aren't going to these places because they want to. They're going because they have no other choice. The cost of healthcare in this country is outrageous. I mean, millions are uninsured, and even those who have insurance often can't afford their deductibles or even their out-of-pocket expenses.
Right, and let's not forget the way hospitals operate like corporations. We've reported on cases where people are sued by hospitals for unpaid medical bills, sometimes over tens of thousands of dollars. Even a simple trip to the ER can bankrupt someone.
Exactly. So what do people do? They turn to these underground clinics. And instead of addressing why they exist, the system responds with police raids and arrests.
And here's where it gets interesting, Taya. Who are the real criminals here? Is it the people providing care to those who have no other options? Or is it the pharmaceutical companies charging hundreds of dollars for basic medications? The hospitals that send people into debt over routine procedure? Who is the real criminal?
Stephen, you're right. That is the core issue. I mean, these arrests make it look like law enforcement is protecting the public, but really, they're just protecting a system built on greed. If medical care was accessible, there wouldn't be a market for underground clinics.
It's kind of the same pattern we see with policing, criminalizing the symptom while ignoring the disease. Instead of addressing the underlying issue, healthcare inequality, the state uses law enforcement to punish the most vulnerable.
And we cannot forget how this ties into race and class. I mean, who do you think suffers the most from this system? Low-income communities, communities of color, people already disproportionately affected by over-policing. They can't afford medical care, so they turn to alternatives. And then what happens? The police come in and arrest them.
And meanwhile, the executive is making billions off the suffering of everyday people. No accountability, no arrest, just business as usual.
So the question we have to ask is, what's the real solution? If the government truly cared about stopping these underground clinics, they wouldn't need police. They'd need policy, expanding affordable healthcare, regulating drug prices, maybe even funding community clinics.
But instead, they use law enforcement to protect the profits of the medical industry. And that's the story we should all be paying attention to, I think, Taya.
Exactly. And you're exactly right, Stephen. And to the people who are listening, this isn't just about a few arrests in Las Vegas. It's about an entire system that criminalizes desperation instead of addressing the real problem. If we want change, we need to start holding the right people accountable. Thank you so much for listening to Blind Justice, Inc. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it, talk about it, and keep demanding answers. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.
I hope I was recording.